Good evening and welcome to the Thursday night GT Championship. We're here at Sugo for round number 7 and 8 of the championship. Obviously last week didn't happen due to PlayStation errors. Should have been at Spa, but not quite. So we're here in Japan at Jonathan Seek's home circuit for this one. Tonight with me as always is Liam. Liam, how are you today, mate?
I'm very good. I'm happy to be commentating this track and not having to drive it again. So, looking forward to it.
Yes, very much a disliked track, you could say, in the TNGTC community. Lots of people not liking it. As we have currently 11 cars in the field at the moment. I believe there was meant to be 12 on entry.
Yeah, that was very possible. I'm not sure. We have lost someone. I'm sure they'll join back.
But we're watching Gaza 123, otherwise known as Gaz, for obvious reasons, in the BMW M6. Now, from what we've heard, he might potentially be back full-time, no more substitutions. So he's in the bus of choice for GT3s. I have to think a bit of an interesting choice to go into a BMW, wouldn't you say, Liam?
As he slides it, well, you'll know it, being his Season 7 Championship winning car. But, of course, he's never driven it around Sugo. So it's more... I think he'll still be competitive in it. He was winning races in it last season, but it's the case of, if he is back full-time, is he too far back to do anything, and what will he do with his points that he's already gained? Will he be allowed to keep them?
Very interesting point, yeah, because obviously this season currently Gaz has been substituting for drivers who haven't been able to make it. So he's been scoring no points and only team points in those races. As he goes back into the pits, obviously not happy with something either in the setup or that run. As we get our first times, and Ben Milden is currently on provisional pole on their first attempts with an 18.8. Gaz only 26 hundredths behind him on an 18.840. Nathan there 86 hundredths, so very tight at the top three after their first attempts as we watch the hometown hero. It is a lovely R8. This is going to be Jonathan's last race as he goes abroad for a few months. He won't be back until near the end of the season, so he'll be hoping to make this count for as much as possible. One of his favourite tracks, I believe, Liam.
Yeah, that's why instead of rerunning Spa this week, we've gone straight to Sugo, seeing as it was his choice of track that he wanted to do, and yeah, he seems to have forgotten that every other driver hated it after Season 6, and he loved it, but yeah, some strong words were said after it was found out Sugo was picked, but as long as he's happy.
Exactly. So we watch him up into a rainbow. Down the backstretch he comes. So 5 minutes 20 left on the clock. Let's have a quick look at the point standings going into Sugo. So currently leading the championship now is Nathan in the Porsche. He's obviously stayed in there because there was rumours he might have switched to the Mercedes like his teammate Ben, but he's obviously decided to stick with it. He is currently leading by 9 points from Adam Morris, who's in the pits at the moment. Dean is in third, who's not here tonight. He's 33 points behind, with Benji in fourth in the championship, level with him, 33 off the lead. Ben Milden in fifth after his fairly successful outing at Long Beach. Rob M in his Mercedes is in sixth. with Papano, who's currently not doing some races at the moment, is in 7th still. Paul is in 8th, he's not here either. Jonathan is currently 9th in his Audi, with Doko in 10th. Robert GT is in 11th on 9 points. And Frank Finch is in 12th with 9 points as well. So a bit of a battle there between those two, as Frank was slightly wide into the S curve.
Wow,
Jamie,
he's been beaten up a bit somewhere.
Jamie, who doesn't seem to be here tonight, is in 13th with 4 points. Seb, again, not doing some races at the moment, in 14th with 4. Adam Marks, who I don't believe is here either. He is in 15th with 3 points, and Edu, who I don't think is here either, is still got no points, Liam. He is still pointless in his Lamborghini.
Yeah, I don't know where he is. I'm not sure whether he gave a reason, but hopefully he'll be back for Spa. I've seen him race there before, and he's very, very quick. So, yeah, I'm sure he'll get points at some point.
I wonder if this is potentially some driver just going, I ain't racing around Sugo.
That's a very high possibility. As, yeah, like I said, very strongly disliked, so... Yeah, probably disliked to the point that people will just go, I'm not driving it.
So you have the newcomer, Liam. Who's this newcomer that you know of?
Well, his name is Deathstroke. He reached out to us on Instagram. I have his name somewhere from Ben. His name is Cadden Ben. He's I think maybe the youngest driver ever in TNGTC at the age of 13, and he's chosen to be the BMW M6, and he's been paired up with Gaz.
Currently 2 seconds off of Gaz at the moment. And obviously maybe potentially less experience than the others in setting the car up, maybe could play a part. Hopefully he's been talking to Gaz about setups, because Gaz is currently on provisional pole with an 18.5.
Yeah, a bit of a M6 sandwich for the field.
So yeah, Adam Morris there is currently second, with Ben Milden in third. Nathan is in fourth at the moment. Benji in fifth. One of the Robs is in sixth. I think that might be Rob Noxious.
Rob M.
Rob M, yeah. Robert GT, I think, then is in seventh. Jonathan is in eighth. Now that's incredible. The top 8 covered by under 9/10 of a second here.
Yeah, hopefully provide some very, very close racing.
As we look at the pit lane floor, because Scooby's gone back into the pit, so there's Gaz. Rob M behind him.
His Deathstroke has actually moved up ahead of Frank into 10th, so he no longer tails the grid.
I'm sure Frank will, well, Frank can't respond because there's only 30 seconds left of the session. It's really flown by for the drivers. Looks like Gaz is trying to time this, so he's the last man across the line. Obviously with the live track 3.0, all the rubber on the road makes a difference. A very weird sound that BMW makes, I must admit. Very flat.
Yeah, so Gaz mistimed that, I think. Did he make it? I'm not sure.
I think he has made that. He has made that, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, the BMW, a lot of these other GT cars, you know, are very high pitched, very burbly, whereas the M6 just goes around sounding, well, a bit like a thunderstorm.
Very wide
it's
from
very
Gaz.
rumbly.
That's not going to help his time too much as he comes into High Point Corner. This is Ben. into 110R and into final
Another car that
corner.
looks like it's been in the wars.
Up towards the finish line. Can Ben Milden get into pole? The answer is no. He stays in third place. Here comes Benji. He can't do anything either. He stays in fifth. Gaz, the last man across the line as he comes up to 110R and the final corner. The back end trying to kick out into 110. Potentially on purpose to get the angle of the car going in. Up the hill and in the pit lane.
A good old practice pit entry. So
that's your qualifying then. Gaz takes pole position in the BMW, followed by Adam Morris by just over 1/10 of a second. Ben Milden is in third with Nathan in fourth. A bit of a surprise there, I think, because Nathan's been seemingly quick in practice from what we heard. Benji is going to be in fifth. Rob M is sixth. Robert GT is in seventh. Oh, sorry, Robert GT is ahead of Rob M. Robert GT's in sixth, so good effort from the Audi man there. So Rob M is seventh. Jonathan Seeks is in eighth. Joko is ninth. Deathstroke is in 10th. Not a bad effort from the newcomer. He's ahead of Frank Finch, who brings up the field, and I think a very close battle to be expected at the back there, Liam.
Yeah, you've got, not to sound harsh, and you've got the front 8 all very close, and then 9th, 10th and 11th are very close, so hopefully we get a scrap through for the win for the midfield, and hopefully for the last points possession, providing no one quits.
So 25 laps of Sugo await the drivers. Oh yeah, and that's also Adam Morris has changed car, so that'd be 20 points added, taken away from his score, or his points tally so far. Bit interesting.
So that'll be minus 20 on. I assume the points haven't had his minus 20.
Not yet, no. He was 9 points. He'll be 29. But he'll still be second, amazingly. Will Adam?
Wow.
But Nathan's advantage, I think this is why Nathan hasn't bothered changing his car. Because he's now got a 29 point cushion, which, even though it's early in the stage of the season, is a nice cushion to have at the moment.
Yeah, he could probably not turn up to Spa and he'd probably still be leading unless Adam managed to almost win both races.
It's interesting though the fact that Adam did change his car, because the Audi was looking okay when he was driving it. I mean, the only one that looked a bit ropey from him was Long Beach.
Yeah, the Audi seems to be considered one of the most all-round cars, but when you look at Adam in second and Benji in fifth, you have to think, is his decision maybe justified?
But I guess it also depends what setup you're in, because if you set it up for qualifying and not to race, then it could mean differences. I mean, for all we know, Benji might have had a race setup on his car with Adam on a quali setup. And obviously, when they change that could change the pace of the car in the race. Because round Sugo, track position is king in reality.
Yeah, I don't think drivers generally change their setup much between race and quali, maybe just aero.
So we sink in, and we bring up the 3 red lights here at Sugo. And we're green, and that's a phenomenal start from Adam Morris, who will have the inside for the first corner. Hit the brakes, and the Mercedes goes ahead. There's Benji getting passed by Robert GT, so a good start from the Spaniard there. As we head into third corner, up into the hairpin curve for Adam Morris for the first time in the lead of his new car. Gaz is getting hassled now by Nathan as he goes through the S-shape curve and up to High Point corner. Oh, and a bit of tightness there behind. The hometown hero currently up into 6th. A good start for Siegs there. A bad start from Rob M as well. He's now at the back of the pack. Just get down the back straight into the back stretch corner. It's a little flick right and down to the horseback. Up towards SP in and SP out. There's Nathan. Through SP out they go. Still on Gaz's tail as they go into 110R. Through the final corner they come. See the reminiscence of the old chicane. Up the main straight for the first time, and Adam Morris leads the first lap from Gaz. It's Nathan, Ben Milden, Robert GT, Seeks is in 6th, getting hassled by Benji. Then you have Doko, Frank Finch up to 9th, so a good start from him with Deathstroke behind him in 10th. And Rob Emma, Deathstroke looking for a move on the inside of the second corner. Didn't quite pay off. Frank Finch stays ahead. Frank does know how to keep his elbows nice and wide. But they gotta be careful because Rob M is right behind him. So, an interesting start there, Liam. What do you make of that?
Well, Adam almost looked so good you could have thought he jumped the lights, but no, perfect start from Adam. He's already pulled a gap from Gaz, who's building a bit of a queue behind him, and you'd think Benji was probably the biggest loser on that one, allowing Robert and Seeks to pass him.
Do agree with that. He is obviously in contention in reality for the championship is Benji. Quite surprised with Rob M though. I mean, I don't know what happened to him out of the S-shaped curve, but he lost pretty much every place he had. It's going to be tough for him to work his way back up, I feel.
Yeah, it looked like Benji and Seeks were side by side in front of him, so whether he got caught out by how slow they were going or whether it was just his own mistake, but
You can only feel that Nathan's starting to get a bit annoyed already looking at the back of that BMW.
yeah, you'd think so. The BMW doesn't, again, seem to have the race pace. A bit like Kota. Well, he wasn't in the BMW in Kota, but just in general, Gaz didn't seem to have the race pace to match what he did in qualifying, which is very unlike him.
Maybe it's just the way the BMW handles around here with large fuel settings.
Yeah, of course, I struggled a lot round here in it, so Gaz is doing a bit of a better job than I did, but yeah, still not an easy job, clearly.
Especially to try and keep Nathan behind. And actually Adam getting away, you have to feel that as long as Adam doesn't make much mistake here, he should run away with this at the moment. But if Nathan gets past Gaz anytime soon, he could have trouble because Nathan is looking very racy and very quick.
And behind, it looks like Deathstroke did something well because
He's up
Doko dropped behind him and Frank, and he managed to pass Frank at the same time.
Robert GT obviously Seeks still in 6th at the moment. Robert has passed
GT
Ben Milden.
Passed Ben into turn 1.
That Audi is looking very quick at Robert.
Yeah, he's made very good progress at the start, and whether he managed to pass Ben on the straight or actually go round the outside at turn 1, but I saw him making something of it.
So a good return so far for the Spaniard in the Audi, looking to catch up with Nathan and Gaz for the podium positions here. We haven't seen this sort of pace from Robert for a while this season. And Rob M has now jumped everyone up into 8th place. Doko now in 11th.
I just wonder how quickly can Rob close into this train from 2nd to 7th.
So have a look at the lap times, let's see how much they're losing at the moment per lap, because I don't think they've lost as much as they were on this current lap. Adam says a 20.2, 20.6 from Gaz and a 20.7 from Nathan, so Nathan's definitely being affected, but only 4/10 lost that lap.
Yeah, it's still Enough that it'll be annoying Nathan, but Sugo is really hard to try and overtake. You've got about 2 opportunities.
Well, I think for me, there's well, you know, I reckon there might be four definite potential opportunities around Sugo.
Something's happened to Ben as he's now behind Seats and he's about 2 seconds off of him.
So coming down to one of the overtaking opportunities at the horseback. Maybe a bit wide from Ben through maybe the chicane part. So quite often you catch the curve slightly wrong through there, it chucks the back end out. As we watch
Nathan's
Nathan.
got a really good run.
How fast is his car string
gas around the last corner?
Up to the first corner for the 6th time for and that's going to be wide for Nathan. Very, very tight. Very much squeezed, but all fair game, I would say. And Ben, early pit stop.
I can't imagine that's damage related, so maybe he's just going for a very, very tactical early stop.
Maybe he thought he'd go softer tyres at the start, because I suspect most of these would be on hards around here.
I think they'll be on softs. You could probably do hards to try and survive around that last corner, but I feel you'd lose too much pace around the lap, so... Unless Ben did get damaged somewhere, because he's already back out the pit, so that was very quick.
Frank in the pits now.
Yeah, maybe a lot of people are just considering the very early stop the strategy to do. Maybe it was a normal stop for Ben, he's lost about 32 seconds.
So they come up to the line for the 6th time. Scoob, Scooby, others known as Nathan, looking around the outside of the first corner. We know this doesn't work, and a bit more, and that was a tap into the first corner. I don't think Nathan would be too happy with that. Here comes the hometown boy into the pits from it was 5th place for Seeks. He's come in. Where did he come out in relation to Ben? Remember, Ben was ahead of Seeks when he pitted.
Ben had actually dropped behind Seeks before they pitted.
No, did he? Oh yeah, of course he did, yes.
Yeah.
So this, that is the wolf Seeks out of the pit lane. That's not exactly what you're looking for. But the undercut has worked for Ben.
Yeah. By about a second, and you hope Seeks hasn't gotten any damage from tapping that wall.
So Nathan, a little bit of a gap now after the first corner incident. You can't help but feel Nathan won't be happy with that from Gaz into the first corner there. Little love tap.
You think it's... he might feel entitled to be annoyed, but trying anything around the outside of turn 1's always going to be a push. You can probably do it to someone that you have a strong pace advantage over, but you can't do it to Gaz. It's just not going to happen, but Nathan's already closed in a lot, and I'm sure he could have another go, or even try and undercut him.
I'm very much surprised that he didn't bother hitting the brakes early and trying to switch back on Gaz, because that is doable through the first corner, and it does set you up lovely for the second one.
Yeah, as we've just had a confirmation from Ben that he's using hard tyres on the left-hand side of his car. So whether his pit stop was to get those off, as they weren't working, but maybe it's all softs now.
So we watch Nathan closing back in on Gaz. Adam has now got a 3.5 second gap. So he's starting to walk away with this one. Through the final corner they come for the 8th time. And Scooby, Nathan comes in. You have to feel this is for an undercut.
Yeah, seems the undercut is the flavour of the day for the drivers.
Adam Morris in that lovely looking Mercedes, I must admit. Great start, and he's led from start to finish so far. All he needs to do is just get around each of these corners. Right up until lap 25. But you have to think something's got to work for gas here at some point. You can't help but feel that BM will come on at the end.
It's very possible. Of course, the BMW uses a lot more fuel than all the other cars, so he probably does have to run a bit more than everyone, which will hamper his pace a touch, but it'll be interesting to see what Gaz does in relation to Nathan.
Well, it's be interesting. Adam's currently on, what was that, about 45, I think, and Gaz is about 5 litres heavier.
Yeah.
Doesn't respond either.
Looks like he thought about it.
So he heads around for the 10th time. All these pit stops have left Doko up into 6th, the Death into 7th. So good mid-order running for those two. Nathan is currently, what, 32, 31 seconds behind Gaz at the moment. So you have to feel that that is not enough time for Gaz to come in the pit stop and get out at the moment.
No, we saw Ben lose about 32, 33 in his pit stop, so you'd feel if Gaz were to pit now, he'd probably come out a second or two behind Nathan.
I wonder if he's thinking, try and leave it a few laps and see if Nathan gets stuck behind the likes of Doko in 6th and 7th there, because they're not going as quick as Gaz, and if Nathan gets held up there, that could be the necessary time for Gaz to have to make the pit stop.
Yeah, maybe he's also thinking that last corner kills the tyres very, very quickly. Maybe if he just lets Nathan overheat his tyres and then he comes out on fresh tyres, maybe he'll have enough to try and close them down, but we'll see what he's doing.
Very, very tactical game is Sugo, due to the lack of overtaking opportunities. See Robert there in the background running 3rd. Good race for him so far. He is gradually closing in on Gaz as well.
Yeah, 3.5 tenths in the last lap and about 2 seconds behind. He's a good challenge for him, and he's dropping Benji, who seems to be, along with Gaz, struggling for pace this race.
Again, not a favourite for the drivers of Sugo, so they will not. For most people, this will just be their bad race for the season. In reality,
yeah, probably.
I think if Robert finishes in the top 5, it will be his first top 5. Adam's in. Adam Morris in the pits on lap 11. Now, how strong was that undercut from Nathan?
We'll have to keep an eye on it.
That puts Benji now up into 3rd place. Adam Morris. And Doko's in, so that releases Nathan a bit more. Adam just coming out of the pits. Hits the accelerator into the first corner. And he's already out. well ahead of Nathan. Like 1.5 seconds, so that undercut definitely works. I mean, Nathan's just pulled what, about 1.5 seconds on Adam Morris there.
Yeah, you'd say. Well, Gaz was what, about 3.5 behind him. Nathan was just behind him, so yeah, he's probably pulled 1.5, 2 seconds back. So if Gaz stays out, he's gonna have to start worrying.
Here comes Gaz.
In, so Gaz might have to worry about where Ben is relative.
And here comes Robert as well. And Benji. The top 3 in the pits then. Rob M comes through 110R. Past the old chicane. Into the final corner. And he now dives in the pits, so the top 4 in the pits. Deathstroke also in the pits. So this is the final round of pit stops, I believe. There's Adam Morris.
One and only.
So Gaz is definitely not going to be leading the race. And that is Nathan going through turn 1 already.
Gaz is well clear of Ben.
So Gaz comes out in 3rd, but the biggest thing here now is tyre wear. He's done, what, 12 laps on that set of tyres. He's only got to do 13 more.
Yeah, and he'll have, what, 4 or 5 lap advantage on them over Nathan.
Only
and
one lap
Sugo,
advantage
that's
over...
a lot.
Yeah, only one over Adam, so you'd have to feel that he's given up almost on trying to win the race, and he's trying to get 2nd out of what has been quite a difficult race for the BMW driver.
Yeah, I feel Nathan will still want to win, but yeah, he'll have his minimum now set to 2nd.
I was on about Gaz just getting 2nd.
Oh, yeah, Gaz would like to get 2nd. It seems he's got at least enough pace to keep 3rd, but yeah, with the tyre advantage, he's got a couple laps to try and go get Nathan.
So, at the moment, 13 laps done, so just over the halfway point of this feature race. Adam Morris still leads from Nathan now in 2nd by 2 and a bit seconds. Gaz is in 3rd, Ben Milden 4th. The hometown boy Seeks is 5th, so he's lost a place in the pit stop process. Benji's in 6th, and he's not far from Seeks. Robert is there in 7th. Remember, fresher tyres. Although I think he's been passed by Benji in the pits.
Yeah, he has, as Robert had passed Benji. Seeks has done well to maintain his 5th from before the stops, so good on him.
And here comes Robert, looking down the inside of the horseback corner. Still side by side as they come into SP in. And a brilliant move from Robert into SP in. He'll be looking to get past Seeks as fast as possible now. All the locals cheering their boy on, wanting to see at least a top 5 from him. But it looks like Robert does have that Audi hooked right up here at Sugo. He looks to the outside, it's not going to happen. Looks for a switchback, and that is beautifully done from Robert. He is on fire at the moment.
Yeah, looked a bit of a forceful move. Yep, Seeks is not happy. Looks like he slammed into Seeks' door with the attempt, so we might be hearing more about that afterwards.
You can hear the hometown crowd out the commentary box. Not very happy with that from Robert. As he comes through Rainbow Curve. Down the back stretch. But Robert has really ditched him already. He's got good 2nd on them now. Interestingly, Nathan's going quicker than Adam at the front now. He's just taken almost 4/10 out of him on that last lap. Be interesting to see how that pace keeps up. And also Gaz is taking time out of Adam Morris. Let's have a look at this lap. Yes, again, Nathan takes more time out of Adam. This time Gaz, the third quickest of the top three. But look at Robert. Liam Roberts' time last lap at 20.0.
Yeah, fastest of anyone.
That Hot Wheels sponsorship really helping him.
1.1 seconds to Ben. You'd think Ben's his realistic target. You don't think there's enough left to get Gaz, but yeah, you can go get fourth here. That would be great.
Looks like Rob M is he's 33 seconds down in the moon is Rob M. Not quite where he wanted to be, I don't think, but means he will get to qualify if he finishes there in quali number 2. As Benji having a look around the outside of SPN on Siegs. That's not quite going to work out. Very well done for Siegs. He almost parked it on the apex slightly, making sure Benji couldn't switch back on that. Very popular switchback places SPN. Give him a bit of a surprise into SP out. Through the final corner and up the hill they come for the 16th time of 25. Seek's currently doing a marvellous job at the moment in 6th there.
Yeah, Adam out front responded to the guys behind him's pace, and Ben matched Robert.
Yeah, definitely a nice response that from Adam at the front. So we continue to watch Sinks and Benji through Rainbow Curve, down the back stretch. What line does Seeks take? Slightly inside on the back stretch curve, into the horseback. Defensive line from Seeks as expected. Into SP in and SP out. Bit of curb that from Benji. I think that slightly unsettled the car, but very well dealt with. Carried good pace. Through 110R into the final corner. And Seeks keeps Benji behind him for yet another lap.
A 1:19 from Nathan.
He really does want this. A 1:19.9 from Robert. I don't think we were really expecting any... Were we expecting any 19s in the race? It's very impressive, considering the tyre wear factor, especially on the basis of that, how early Nathan came in on. That's very impressive from the Porsche driver. But the gap now 1.7. Adam's going to have to respond to that. We continue to watch Sieg defending from Benji. He's just got a very slight gap of half a second. I wonder if that was a flash of lights, more like a let's work together on this, let's go get them.
Yeah, it very well could be, or being Benji, he might think he's on the stream and decides to flash his lights. You never know with him.
Could be. I mean,
you never know with Benji.
And Sieg being his home circuit here, I mean, gotta please the locals.
Giving the crowd a flash of the lights.
As we now watch Ben Milden and Robert. Robert has been steaming up behind him, it's fair to say. And Adam Morris has lost even more time at the front. That's another 6/10 gone out of his advantage. That's a lot of time.
Slowest of the top 5 for Adam.
Fastest of the top 5 was Robert there with a 20.0. His pace is very consistent at the moment in that low 20s. Ben's going to have his hands full in about 2 corners time.
Yeah, Robert's charged up for this race.
They come down the back stretch. Seeks is still in front of Benji at the moment. Benji must be getting a bit tired of seeing a nice green and black bumper. As Ben coming to SPN out. No, not really the best line that from Ben. On the gravel. And this is going to give Robert the run through 110R in the final corner.
Looks like Robert got a lot of understeer mid-corner, so that's kind of ruined that idea.
Wonder if he had to get off the throttle potentially. Seeks has pulled a almost a second now has Seeks got on Benji there. There's Deathstroke right on the back of Rob M. Rob M really not having a nice race at the moment, is he?
No. Of course, he made a very... No, he wasn't one of the early stalwarts, was he? He pitted sort of midway, so it's quite odd that he's struggling this much.
Very good from the 13-year-old in the points at the moment, in 9th. Say, it's not like a dazzling debut, but it's definitely a very good pointer debut, I would say, at the moment, from Deathstroke. Here we go then, Ben and Robert through the SPs we go again, and see how much quicker Robert is through there. Adam pulled a 10th. The gap up front is 1.0. So maybe a mistake from Adam Morris on this current. Yes, it was. He lost half a second at Adam Morris on this, the 20th lap. So we go on to lap 21 into the last fifth of the race.
Ben back in the 1 minute 21s.
You see how badly that's affecting Robert here as well. He's now in the 121s because of it. Interestingly, not finding this as easy as he did with Benji and Seeks. Into Rainbow Curve for the 21st time. The gap up front now down to 7 tenths. 4 tenths now. This is unexpected on the basis of the tyre wear situation. Although I guess, what tyres has Adam put on his car? Because that is unnaturally slow for the man in second place in the championship.
You would expect softs, but now that Nathan's free, he's come alive as well as Robert. They both seem to have come alive in the second half of the race.
Down to the first corner for the 22nd time. Yeah, Adam at 20.7, sorry, with Nathan with a 20.1. This is just
a case of, does Nathan have the chance to get by?
Well, if he's pulling 6 tenths of a second every lap, your money is yes. I mean, even Gaz is pulling a bit of time on Adam at the moment. He took 2 tenths out of him on the last lap.
Will Nathan wait for Adam to make a mistake, or will he just go for a brave lunge into turn 1 or down into the horseback? He gives him a flash of the lights.
Through the back stretch curving into horseback we come. Look how much tighter Nathan can keep that car. Adam's getting a lot of front end washout. Which is very weird on the basis that his car was looking very good at the start of the race. It's almost like the pit crew have changed something on the setup.
Nathan's
and there goes Nathan. There goes Nathan. Bit of door rubbing. Up to his first corner. Nathan both hit the brakes. Can Adam keep around the outside? That's a fantastic effort from the Mercedes driver. And he has got it on the outside. A brilliant defensive play. But that you have to feel that Nathan's going to be so relentless. Oh my word, I thought he was going to have a look up the inside of the chicane there.
Yeah, I'd be having flashbacks to season 6 where myself and Nathan crashed to that corner doing that very thing.
Oh, and a bit of a tap into the high point. Adam almost came to
Looks like
stop.
Adam got it out of shape, almost stopped, and Nathan didn't have time or chance to react, so you
This is
feel they may have damage.
If they're not careful, they're going to bring Gaz into play. I know he's 3.5 seconds behind, but the amount of time they're going to lose trying to battle this at the moment, especially around here.
Yeah, it's be interesting to see their lap times.
Into 1:10.5 at the 23rd time. And Nathan looks to go to the inside maybe again. Yes, he does. Gets very much squeezed to the wall. Fair enough, though. Oh, and that's tagged into the first corner. And Nathan lets him go.
This is getting very, very heated. Gaz is under 2 seconds behind.
I don't think it's going to be enough for Gaz to really get into this.
But Nathan's going to feel that Adam's squeezing him to the inside, and Adam's going to feel that Nathan's pushing him to the outside.
Oh, this is an interesting.
This time.
Down the back stretch, Adam will have the line in, but will Nathan attempt a bit of a switch back? No, he's just going to force the issue around the outside. Can he keep it there for SP in? Yes, he can. That through SP in. Oh my word, that was tight. Adam really getting the elbows out at the moment in that muck.
Yeah, he's doing a very, very good job to keep Nathan behind. A lot of drivers would have been passed by Nathan by now, but this is a very good defensive display, as much as they're going to think each other's ramming the other one off.
Gaz now 1.8 behind. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be much of an interference in this, but he's going to have a front row seat on this battle.
You never know, a 1 minute 22.6 for Adam.
Obviously a 1:23.
Does that again, Gaz will be right in.
For his final lap though. Nathan's got to do something, and he's got to do it quickly. That's not quite the right line, that, from Adam. Hopping over those curbs is not the quickest route, unless you're in a touring car.
I think down to this corner at the end of the back straight is going to be Nathan's last real chance.
No, I think you got the horseback, and both SPs are an option here for Nathan. Into the backstretch curve. Bit too far back. Good run out for Nathan. Into SP in for the final time. SP out. Much better run.
Just a quick mention, something happened to Robert GP as he's down in either 7th or 8th. I think 7th.
I think Adam's going to keep it. To the inside. And yes, it's going to be Adam Morris who takes the feature race win here at Sugo, followed by Nathan. A cracking battle. Gaz finishes in 3rd. Ben will finish in 4th. I think Ben and Robert may have had a very tight battle, because I know they were very close on track. Ben comes home 4th. The hometown hero comes home in 5th. Boyrex is Benji in 6th. Robert GP is in 7th. Rob M is currently holding off Death here. It's a bit of a scary thing to say. He's holding off
Rob is
Death.
pretty old, but not that old.
So here comes Rob M up to the final straight for the final time. He comes home in 8th. He defeats Death. He finishes 9th. Frank Finch in 10th. So another point scoring finish for the Wooden Spoon driver. Here comes Doko to finish off in 11th. So the final results of the feature race. Adam Morris takes the win from Nathan. A very hard fought battle. Gaz is in 3rd, Ben 4th. The hometown boy, Jonathan Seekins, is in 5th. Benji is 6th, Robert GP is in 7th, Rob M is in 8th. Deathstroke 639 is in 9th. Frank Finch rounds out the point scorers with Doko in 11th. So, who would be your driver of the race then, Liam?
I would say Jonathan.
I will agree with you on that one. Jonathan, a fantastic drive from him to finish in the top 5 at Sugo. But racing's not over yet, so please do join us for the second race here at Sugo, the sprint, where the top 5 won't be able to qualify. We hope you join us in about 5 minutes' time. Thank you for watching the feature. See you in a few minutes.